Hello for the caterpillars, and today we are doing my favorite drugstore products for you guys today. So let's get into it. First, just want to make a disclaimer. This video is not sponsored, so these are all just my personal opinions of things that I love at the drugstore. I haven't tried everything there is to try at the drugstore, and I'm still definitely trying out new things, and I haven't fully found my holy grail for certain things yet, but these are just the things that are kind of some of my favorites from the drugstore, so let's get into it. I have about 3 favorite primers that I'm loving right now. Hands down, my favorite primer is the Wet n Wild Coverall primer. I absolutely love this stuff. I think it is amazing. It's a really hydrating, really nice primer. It just makes my makeup go out on smoothly and nice, and I love it, and I've purchased it many times. The second thing is kind of a new favorite to me. This is more for your oily girls. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer. Shine Free controls shine for a matte finish. This does help keep me a little matte out throughout the day, and I really do like it. It's very nice, and it does keep me matte. And the third one that I have been recently enjoying is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. It's a 12-hour primer. It says electrolytes and hydrates the skin. It's oil-free, silicone, and alcohol-free. I just like that I can spray that on my face and let it dry down, and I feel like I'm not having to rub anything more into my skin and kind of giving it a more of a harsh, like having to rub stuff and then I get more red. So if I wanted to wear something like a light BB cream or something, then my skin isn't going to be super red from rubbing creams in my stuff too. But I just really like this, and it's nice to hydrate. I don't know how well it does at actually hydrating my skin. My skin is a little bit more dry. It's combo, but it's definitely, it's very thirsty, and to compensate for that, it gets very oily. So I'm trying to hydrate my skin as well. So I really like this hydrating primer by Hard Candy as well. My top favorite 2 drugstore foundations that I've tried so far, well, I have 3 actually. This is kind of more of like a BB cream, I'd say, but this is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation in, I'm the shade 105 Classic Ivory, which I think this is a little dark for me right now, because if you're super pale, I think this will be a little more dark for you, a little too dark. This is kind of mid more into getting a little bit more into summer when I have a little bit more color in my face. And in the winter time, I have really been loving as well is this Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse. It says Poreless Perfection. It's numbered the shade 10 Porcelain Ivory. This is really light. I'm wearing something very similar to this on my face today. I finished this, is actually in my empties. But I really did enjoy this, and it's a really nice foundation as well. But this one is my all-time favorite drugstore foundation that I've tried so far. And this is the Almay Smart Shade Skin Tone Matching Makeup. It's got SPF 15. And this is in the light section array. So what this does, it actually matches to your skin tone, which I like to use this in the summer because when I'm starting to get a bit more of a tan and it's like my lighter shades are too light for me, but my summer shade is too dark, and it's like you're kind of getting a tan and then you're losing your tan, and then it's, you know, coming back and forth. I really like this because it matches my skin shade completely, and I don't always have to guess. I know it will always be the exact same shade tone to my skin, which is really great. And it's a really light foundation, but it's a really buildable coverage, and it's got the SPF 15 in it, which is really nice. And I just really enjoy this foundation. I think it is really great, but it's kind of a bit more on the expensive side, but it's lasted me a really long time. I only use it in the summer, so, you know, and I only use it when I'm like, oh, my light shades are getting a bit too light for me, but I haven't been dark enough to move into this 105 shade, and it's like, if this 105 shade's still a bit too light for me and I can't move into like my actual summer shade, which is 110, when I really get a little bit darker, which is still pretty pale because it's like the second palest that this comes in. But I am tanned in my standards, but pale in other people's standards. So in between those 2 shades, this is really nice because then it matches my skin tone completely. And so when I'm kind of transitioning out through the summer with my tan and stuff, I really like this because it matches my skin perfectly. And it's amazing that it will color correct to any skin tone, but you have to get it in a light medium. I think it comes in light, medium, or medium, and then dark. So you have to kind of get it in your skin tone range. Don't pick up the light shade expecting it to match you perfectly and you are like really dark skinned. So you have to be careful with that. But other than that, I think this is super good. So, you know, but I like that it has that whole option. And so far, there's really only been one concealer that I've tried at the drugstore so far that has really wowed me and I love, and that's the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I did just try the Age Wine and by Maybelline as well today, and I know a lot of people love that. And right off the bat, my only thing with that one is it's a little too dark for the shade. It's the lightest shade that they have, but it's a little too dark for my skin tone. It does not match my foundation at all. Normally you want to go a little lighter with your concealer if you want to brighten under your eye area, and it was like it was like 2 shades darker than what I actually am right now. So it was like, whoa, but I was able to blend it in really well, which is nice. But I don't really have I haven't formed an opinion on that. I just tried it today, but I really do like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I think it is great, and it's my favorite one I've tried so far. So yeah. On to powders, I love the Rimmel London Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder. This is in transparent. I did have the buffing beige color before, but I really like this transparent one. This is my second one of these. As you can tell, it's a very well-loved product. This keeps me matte throughout the day. It says it's supposed to up to 5 hours of natural shine control with natural minerals, helps minimize the appearance of pores. I really love this stuff. It does definitely help keep me matte. I think it does a really great job. Again, this is about my second one of these guys, and it's probably my favorite powder that I've found so far that I've used at the drugstore. It's just amazing. I love it, and I will continue to repurchase it. It's really great for your oily girls. Loose powders, I haven't really found a loose powder that I am absolutely obsessed with at the drugstore yet, but I also feel like, you know, a loose powder is kind of a loose powder, and I don't think you need to spend like a crazy amount of money, especially if you're just baking your face with it, because, you know, you're just losing a lot of excess powder. So far I've tried the CoverGirl and the Marcella one. I like both of them. There's not really a huge difference between them, the two of them, I think, personally. But if I do find one that I absolutely love, I will let you guys know. But yeah, I like to bake my T-zone because I have really oily, that's where I get really oily, and it helps lock everything in, which is really nice. My forehead, my nose, and my chin, and it just like sucks it all in. I haven't done that today, so I think I'm a little bit oily, but yeah. So I haven't really used a whole lot of bronzers again at the drugstore. The two I have tried, the first one I wasn't like the hugest fan of, but I did like it. It was nice. Again, like, I feel like a bronzer is kind of just like a typical bronzer, as long as it, you know, does stuff nice. I don't like a too orangey bronzer, because then it just makes me look orange. Right now I'm using the Wet n Wild bronzer, but I do really like the e.l.f. bronzer, this one. It's a little compact, it's super nice, and looks really nice on the skin, and I really like to use it for contouring as well. So yeah, like I said, I haven't really, bronzers and blushes and stuff aren't really an area that I have, you know, put a whole lot of tried a whole lot, because they take so long to use them up, as opposed to foundation I can use up in, you know, 3 to 4 months possibly. And same with like a concealer. I try to throw out my concealers when they start to get a bit old or smell a little gross, or, you know, turn funky. So I can kind of get through those a lot quicker than I can get through a powder product like a blush, because you use so much little bit of blush, and a bronzer, like a face powder, you use a bit more. But so yeah, I found that I haven't really had like a huge giant favorite bronzer and favorite blush, but I do really like two blushes. One is by Wet n Wild. It's the Fantastic Plastic Pink. Now mine has shattered, and it just re-shattered again, if you can kind of tell. But before it, I had to repress it. It was really nice, and it wasn't like highly pigmented, which I really like, because then otherwise you can get clown face, because I am so pale. But now that it is very pigmented, I had to repress it. It's a lot more pigmented, and it kicks off a bit more, and I have to have use a light hand when I put on my blush, or I look like a clown. I really like the Milani Baked Blush in Cruella. It's so gorgeous. This is what it looks like, and it gives me this orangey peachy glow to my skin. And at first I like didn't like that so much. I thought this was like a pink blush, and I was like, it's gonna look so beautiful. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, I'm not a huge fan of it. But the other day I put it on and I was like, it looks such like a natural glow to my face. Same with my highlight, it looks so good. Right now the highlight that I'm using, again, I have only used like one highlighter, and it isn't actually a highlighter, so I don't really have any favorite highlighters to recommend to you guys at the drugstore so far, but I will eventually, and I'll come out with another, you know, year down the line, and we'll do another favorite drugstores. But highlighters. Eyeshadow primers that I really love. I've only really tried 2 from the drugstore, and they're both under $5 at least. The e.l.f. one is especially under $5. That one took me like a year to finish up, which was crazy. It took me a year to use up almost. And then I also have the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and they're both really great. I really like them. They both keep my eyeshadow from creasing and help last longer, and I really like them. So there's this little guy. I really like to use as a base under my eyeshadows as well is the Maybelline Color Tattoos Bad to the Bronze. This, I think, is such like a staple, should be a staple, not in everyone's, but you know, it depends on what you like. But I've used up this much of it, and I like to put it under my eyeshadow, and it just helps my other eyeshadows pop, or you can wear it alone. But it does kind of crease, so you need to I like to set it a little bit with a powder, just helps to make sure it doesn't actually crease. I like this a lot more than like the eyeshadow sticks. This one's really super nice. So in terms of eyeshadows that I really like from the drugstore, I really like the Milani Bella blushes. I've repotted them, and there's these 4 right here. They're super pigmented and really great. I really like them. But they're kind of more on the, like, they're about, I think, $8, I could be wrong, for a single eyeshadow, which is kind of expensive. But my all-time favorite, which you can't actually buy these at the drugstore, but they are drugstore price. I think they've upped the price up a little bit, but these are the Coastal Scents eyeshadows. I have a review, and I'll link that down below of these, but they are single eyeshadow pots, and I think they're under $3. They have upped the price a little bit. When I bought mine, they were on sale for 75 cents. So I've got a lot of eyeshadows, and they are extremely pigmented and so beautiful and so gorgeous. I absolutely love them. Like, let's look at this bright blue shade. Look at that pigment. Like, isn't that not just gorgeous? I love them, and then I keep them in my little MAC. Hi MAC. What is it called? Z palette thing. I love them, but they are great, and I will link Coastal Scents down below, because those eyeshadows are amazing, and you can get single eyeshadows for like a really good price, and I think they're really great. As more of an eyeshadow quad, I really like the NYC eyeshadows actually. Like, this little quad thing is highly pigmented. It is, whoops, oh wait, no, it's the third one. It's highly pigmented. Like, that brown shade, like that bronzy shade, look at that. Whoa. I really like these. These are really creamy and really nice to blend. Same with the NYX eyeshadows. This quad is Dreamcatcher's Dark Till Dawn, and it has some really pretty eyeshadows, and I think it is amazing. I will also leave my review on this guy down below, but I really like it. Same with Hard Candy. They have really nice eyeshadows too. I think some drugstore eyeshadows can be hits and misses. Some of them are really nice. Not all of them. Some of them are kind of crappy. But on to eyeliners. I have found one eyeliner that I am absolutely obsessed with, which is the L'Oreal Infallible, the super slim liquid eyeliner. I really like felt tip eyeliners, and this one is probably my favorite. It's in a new package. It's still in the packaging, but the packaging is really torn up because I have to wait till I finish an eyeliner before I can open another one, because I don't want to have like 3 on the go because I only end up using 1, but these are really, really nice. And I am obsessed with the NYX Vivid Bright eyeliners. They are so pigmented and so gorgeous. Like this, I'll show you a swatch of all 3 of them. They don't smudge on my eyes at all. I have quite hooded eyes. Once they dry down, they last all day. They are super pigmented. Like, it is crazy. I am obsessed. The only thing I'm not used to is like, it's not a felt tip one. It's like a kind of like an eyeshadow or like a nail polish one, but it's really thin. And once they dry down, they are not going anywhere. And like one swipe and you've got like full pigment. Look at that. And they do not smudge once they dry down. They are amazing. So I have in the Vivid Sapphire, I have Vivid Bloom and Vivid Violet, and these are amazing. And I think they might even have a black shade. I might go out and purchase this in black because this black eyeliner is just amazing, and they're all matte and I really love them. And they just kind of help add a pop of color to your eyeshadow and stuff, which is really cool. Eyeliners, I've only tried about, I think, 3 different eyeliners from the drugstore. One was I think an Annabella, one was I think a Marcel self-sharpening one, and this Rimmel London soft cajole eyeliner pencil. This one's really nice, as it just broke off on me. I really like it. I use it under the waterline. I wasn't a huge fan of the self-sharpening one. I just didn't find it got sharp enough to a point that I really liked, so I wasn't a hugest fan of this, but this is really nice and I liked it. I've only used it for about a week, so I can't give you a full in-depth review of it. Moving on to eyebrows, I don't use really a whole lot of eyebrow powder product just because I tend to have quite bushy eyebrows and I don't really want to emphasize that I have like this dark bushy eyebrow. So right now I've kind of trimmed my eyebrows so they're not as big as they normally are, but when they start to get bigger I like to use the Essence Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. It's a clear mascara, eyebrow gel, but it says mascara, gel mascara, but I use it in my eyebrows and it's really nice, and I really like it. It doesn't, I don't feel it in my eyebrows. It sets them in place and it doesn't really give off color, but I like that because I have such big eyebrows that I just want to hold them in place. And also for when my eyebrows kind of look like this, I like to use the Essence Make Me Brow. I've only ever tried this one. I do want to try one by Rimmel that I know that, or not Rimmel, yeah, Rimmel London has one that looks really nice and I want to try that too, but I also really like these, and these are like under $3 or something, so they're really great. And I hear that this one is a dupe for the Benefit Give Me Brow. I've never tried it, but I am starting to like this now that my eyebrows are a little bit smaller. It's got like the tiniest little tip on it. Sorry if the angle changed, my battery just died. As I was saying, this has a really nice fine little tip, and if you have really small eyebrows you might really enjoy this. And because my eyebrows get a lot bigger, so you feel a lot bigger brows, I really like this one because it's got a bigger tip on the end of it. So yep, and neither of them I can like rub my fingers in my eyebrows and I don't feel any gel whatsoever once it's dried down, which is really great and I love, and it doesn't like flake off or anything in my eyebrows, which is really nice too. On to lips. I know you cannot buy these at the drugstore, but I really love the ColourPop lippy sticks and their ultra soft matte lips and their ultra soft satin lips. I'm wearing Dopey today, I think, and I also really love their lip liners. They are just super creamy and just feel like a dream, and this is in the shade Tootsie. It's right there, and oh my god, amazing. And I find their ultra matte lips aren't like overly drying. Like by the end of the day my lips don't look like this, don't look like the Sahara Desert, and I don't feel like overly dry, and I really like them, and they last like all day. The ultra matte like doesn't go anywhere on my lips, which is really great. But I really like those, even though I know they're not like, technically you can't buy them at the drugstore. But another one I really like is the NYX Liquid Suede in Tea and Cookies. This one lasts a long time on the lips too, and it's so gorgeous and super pigmented, and just amazing, and I love it. That guy. Another lipstick company I really like is Rimmel London's, especially in 0101 by Kate Moss lipstick. Oh, I just think it is like a gorgeous Your Lips but better mauvey pink color. It's right here. I love it. These are super creamy and buttery, and they're really nice. Maybelline and L'Oreal do really not. It was not Maybelline. Not L'Oreal. Maybelline, I really like Maybelline lipsticks too. They're really nice. We all know that I am a super huge fan of the Wet n Wild lipsticks. I think they are great. They have their normal lipsticks, which look like this, like a normal lipstick bullet, and then they have their super long-lasting lipsticks, which last like almost all day on your lips, and they look like this. You can eat and drink with them, and they are amazing. And this one is in the shade Cherry Bomb, and this one is in the shade Will You Be With Me, and I can swatch those for you guys. They're super creamy as well, and they last a really long time on the lips, and they're super cheap. Like, the normal ones are these guys are under $2, and these guys are under $3, and they last so long. And even for this being a dark lip, it does actually have pretty good pigment, and it lasts like all day, and it's great. Things that I like to use to apply my makeup is makeup sponges, and this one actually will look like a beauty blender, but I found this from the dollar store. I think it's by like Lori, and oh my god, it is amazing. It is super squishy and spongy, and it just blends on beautifully, and I also really like the Real Technique sponges as well. I've never tried the $28 beauty blender because I think that's just crazy to spend on a sponge, but I really like these two, and they're amazing. So I have about two favorite mascaras. One is a waterproof and one is not. They're both by CoverGirl, coincidentally. I just love these. These are so great. This is the CoverGirl Supersizer, and it's got like a really small wand, but don't let that fool you. It gives so much volume and length, and it makes my eyelashes look amazing, and I like it that it's thin so I can get to my bottom lashes, and it looks so good. And also the CoverGirl waterproof one. This stuff is amazing. You can swim with it and you won't have like any waterproof stuff coming off of it, and I really like the wand on this one. It's again got a short stubbier wand, but I just love it so much. So yeah, these are probably my two favorite. It just gives me so much volume and length and makes my lashes just look amazing, and it holds a really nice curl, and I just love it. And setting the face, my favorite drugstore setting spray that I've tried so far, I've only tried a couple, is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. This stuff is so amazing. It's got like the nicest spritzer on it. This is an empty. I've gone through so many of these, and I just love them so far. Nothing compares to it. They're under $5. It's just a great setting spray, and if you haven't tried it, I suggest you go and pick it up. The two things that I love to take off my makeup is the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Water. This one dissolves waterproof makeup, which I really like. I use this on my eyes, so I'll put a cotton pad and I'll put them on my eyes, let them soak for like 10-15 seconds, wipe off, and basically my entire makeup is off. If it's not taken off in one fully swipe, then I put on for another 15 seconds and then wipe, and no rubbing required, and all my eye makeup is off, which is amazing. I also really like makeup wipes, which I buy these in the dollar store. These are the Madeira oil-free cleansing wipes. I really like the little claspy bit on them, and I also really like baby wipes. Baby wipes work really well taking off your makeup. You know, and they're so much cheaper than makeup wipes, and you can get like so many more, and I always recommend getting ones with the clasp because they last longer. These are all my favorites from the drugstore. I hope you found this video helpful, and let me know if there's anything that you really love at the drugstore that I may have. I'm sure I've missed a ton, but if you really like some of these products or think that I may like a product, leave it down below. And as well as if you have any video requests, leave those down below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, I'm a bit of butterflies. Bye!